Hello and welcome. In today's exciting episode, I make a summer dress out of these lovely yellow florals. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. So these are quite possibly the only 3 yellow fabrics I have ever bought. Actually, I do have some tweeds which have yellow in them, or are kind of yellow. But these are fashion fabrics. And if you've seen previous videos, you know that I was planning to do 2 different projects with 2 of these. And the third, the one in the middle, is a new one. But I have decided to change my mind yet again. So the butterfly one was originally intended to be a maxi summer dress with all these ones here, and then I got it into my head that I was going to do a dress for each of, like, a capsule collection for Pixar animated movies Monsters Inc., like a different dress for each character. Actually, bottom left, Celia, I don't think I'll do one for her. I do like the idea of Elizabethan ruffles, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I just thought that everything in this maxi dress that I was going to make would work as a boo theme one, apart from the yellow, the butterflies. So she wears a pink top, and then she has flowers on her door, so I just thought that would be cute. And I know that one's got birds on it, but I don't know. I just think it's the closest thing I have to the pink t-shirt that she wears for, like, most of the time. Anyway, that's why I took that yellow butterfly fabric out of that one. And then I filmed the other pile. So this is the Sully one, obviously. And this is the Mike one, Mike Lebowski. He's green, but he has blue eye in the thing, and I just really want to make a dress that's bright green and aqua. I think that would be cool. So and these 3 are Boo and Boo's door, and so I actually have a tweed. I just think this would make a perfect Boo's door, and I've got some little sequins that are novelty ones in flower shapes, so I just think that is going to make an adorable jacket. And also Roz, she's like the undercover CIA person. I know she just wears a cardigan, but I have this fabric. I have 8 yards of it, so I'm going to make a maxi summer dress out of that, and that could be the Roz one. And I'll do her hilarious voice whenever I wear that one. I won't really. That'd be super annoying. Anywho, so those ones are all going to be one maxi dress. And what I have noticed, though, as I was getting the pictures for those, is that the wallpaper in Boo's room is yellow. I mean, it's always way in the background, so it is hard to get a decent picture of it. But you can see sort of in the background. Yeah. So once I make this maxi dress out of these 3, it can be part of that Monsters Inc. capsule wardrobe. It's a very tenuous link, I know. But I'm really quite excited about making this dress. I never thought yellow was really the colour for me, but I think this is going to be adorable. The last summer maxi dresses you may have seen me make are this black one, my girly Darth Vader dress with hood, or maybe the Zimmerman colour block dress, the one that I made of that. So I'm not sure whether this was the one with the hood. I'm not sure whether I'll do a hood for this yellow one. We will see. Anyway, first thing I have to do is I've got 3 yards of each, so 9 yards all up of the 3 yellows. And I'm going to rip them into strips. That's what I did with this one here. I had 3 yards of 3 different fabrics, ripped each fabric into 8 strips, I think it was. And then, the bottom tier had 12 yards around, so 4 strips. And then the middle tier was 2 strips, so 6 yards loop. And the top layer is 1 of each, and that was, 3 yards, so 1 round. So I will tear these all into strips and neaten them up, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have torn the fabric into little stacks. There's 8 strips of each one. Each strip is 3 yards long. So as you can tell from the height of the different piles, these two are quilting fabrics and the other one is more of a cotton lawn. So it's a little bit thinner and a little bit higher quality, but you know, they're all, if you don't know what I mean by quilting fabrics, if you look at the back of a pattern, the fabric widths are in two amounts. I'm reading the European, there's like 115 or 112 and 150 and so 45 or 60 inches for America. And yeah, so these are the shorter one, 45 or 115 centimeters. And some of you have asked me about tearing fabric, whether it wrecks the fabric. No, it doesn't. People used to always tear fabric in the olden days. I remember as a child, whenever I got to go to the fabric shop and buy fabric, yeah, they would always just do a tiny snip and then just tear it. And I used to think it was magic. So I think tearing fabric is absolutely cool, the coolest thing ever. So yeah, and I also cut off the salvages with the white salvages because you can't just sew them. But some of them are colourful salvages, so I left them on. And then I've put them into sections. So this front row here is the bottom tier of the skirt, the widest. That's going to be 12 yards wide, a loop. And then, so yeah, 12 yards long. So each of these strips, there's 4 in each pile. There, 4 times 3 is 12, obviously. The next row is 6 yards, and then the top row is going to be 3 yards, and then I've got 3 yards spare of each type of fabric, and that is plenty to make the bodice out of. I will also have enough to do so the front of the bodice, the back of the bodice, and either maybe a hood or sleeves. I'm not sure. I mean, it's good that I have that much extra, but I'm not sure I want sleeves or a hood. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, I can always just leave it because I'm still making patchwork dresses, collecting scraps to make patchwork dresses. So what I'll do first is I will make this whole skirt and then, yeah, we'll go from there. Well, that was rather optimistic of me. I have sewn each panel together. So this is the bottom tier of the skirt. It's 12 yards long. This one is 6 yards long and this one is 3 yards long. So they're each in a loop. Now I just have to pleat them down and pin them together and then pleat them down. Then the skirt will be done. I also sew 3 leftover bits and I'm going to make the front and the back of the bodice out of that. And maybe sleeves, maybe. Or maybe I'll just leave the rest for the patchwork dress. Because I think, you know how they shred the doors when they don't use them? I think that would be cute. Oh, and here I'm just showing you what it will look like as a bodice, but then I realized I turned the camera the wrong way and I didn't want to turn it the other way because I thought that might make you dizzy. Anyway, I'm going to iron this and cut the bodice out and finish the skirt. Oh, bless. I really am being optimistic this episode, aren't I? Everything is still on the bench. I haven't had time to do anything to it, but I have, I'm just showing you how different the blue in the middle fabric looks during the daylight. I think it's amazing. It almost looks mauve. It's, yeah, so amazing the difference it looks between night and day. But I have been thinking about my Monsters Inc. Inspired capsule wardrobe, and I've been thinking about Celia and yeah, the Elizabethan ruffles. I really do like the idea, and particularly Valentino 2016 had this absolutely gorgeous collection where all the models were ruffles. The dresses had, you know, the accessory was ruffles. That was a gorgeous collection. And also was thinking those flowers, not just these ones, but all bell-shaped flowers with, yeah, petals that are sort of that way. So I thought maybe I could do a dress like that, but it's particularly because Celia wears green. Oh, and this is just a modern ruffle, neck ruffle that I found. It's interesting. And the other thing is, the other sort of riff on Celia that I was thinking is that she's a monster with snakes. So she's basically Medusa or inspired by. And Versace's logo is the head of Medusa. So I thought maybe I'll have her, and she wears a sort of slinky, skin tight dress. So I thought maybe I'll have her wear Versace, do something Versace-esque as the Celia item in the capsule wardrobe. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and now I will get on with this yellow dress. Actually, the next video I worked on was the one about style uniforms, and, I sort of went through a couple of famous fashion icons and talked about what they wear and, how it represents them. Anyway, now I'm back, and I have finally sewn all the tiers of the skirt together. And it is looking adorable. It's a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but I did pin the skirt much higher. So, oh yeah, and the last thing I actually made out in the real world here was my black summer dress, the one with the hood. It's my girly Darth Vader dress. And I guess that's why I thought of making this one, because I used to have a lemon yellow top that said, "Who's your daddy?" and it had a picture of Darth Vader on it. And I tried to Google it because it was a really cute shirt, but I can't find a picture of it. It had like a, Muppet Babies. It had like a Darth Vader, one of those. And then it just said, "Who's your daddy?" I got it from the kids section, obviously. But I stopped wearing it because people were creepy. Anyway, so the black dress is a little bit longer because it's got rayon as one of the fabrics in it. And so because the width of that fabric was wider, the black panel with the flowers on it, that's the rayon one, it just makes the whole dress longer. So yeah, I'm not sure whether to add. See, I've got 3 bits left and I've sewn them all together, and I was going to cut the bodice out of those. But as I said, they're 3 yards long, so I don't need the whole thing. Maybe I can take... The bottom one is the nice one, so I'm thinking of taking off half of that and adding a tier to the top of the skirt. So it's a 1.5 yard tier just under the bodice, and then making the bodice out of the rest of it. I'm thinking of doing that, maybe. But I also like the idea of putting a hood on this summer dress. I just think it's hilarious. But I don't know. I really love the hood on the black one. I do think that's fabulous. But it kind of matches it too. Like a black dress, you're going to wear it with like a jacket or a hoodie or a coat in winter. And then you're going to pull up the hood and it's going to be black, so it's going to be fine. Whereas if I do it with the yellow dress, I don't know. I just think you're going to have a yellow hood, and you're going to wear that in winter? I don't know. I'd rather wear a hoodie with a black hood. That's more winterish for me. Yeah. I don't know. I am not sure. This dress makes me think of those 1970s Valentino dresses that Angelica Houston modelled. The middle 2 are Angelica Houston from 1972. Gosh, I wasn't even born then. That's so long ago. And the one on the left is this fabulous one with the hat is from 2008. And then the one on the left again is just from a couple of years ago. Anyway, so yeah, I love those ones have sleeves, so short sort of sleeves. So I think maybe I will do short puffy sleeves for this one. I'm being very indecisive. I think I will just go and make the bodice and then see what scraps I have left over. And I do think I will make one more layer on the skirt. Yeah, I think it needs it. Oh my goodness. I just remembered that I have a yellow jacket made out of flowers. I could totally, if I make this dress sleeveless, or, regular sleeves, not puffy sleeves, and I make a hood, then I can wear the dress with the hood and the floral jacket. That would be so completely adorable. Yeah, that is definitely an option. Okay, I'm going to go do the bodice now. And who knows what else? Oh, you've seen your thumbnail. You already know what happens. But I don't. So I went ahead and cut the hood out. I think it's adorable. And I found this fabric here. It's the tiniest 2 scraps, but I managed to get the lining of the hood out of that. And I got the whole of the hood out of those 3. Then I did the top tier for the skirt. It's just over a yard and a half. Then with all the leftover fabric, that was the front, and this is the back of the bodice. I've gone with vertical stripes on the back just because I had such a tiny amount of the Oriental Flowers fabric, just like enough for 1 strip in the middle, which is a shorter section. And here you can see what it looks like with the hood, like when it's back off my head and it's down over the back of the bodice. That's what it'll look like. So now I need to go and find some fabric to use for the lining of the bodice, because I only had just enough of that other white based floral to do the inside of the hood. So I ended up using up some of my scraps, this beige fabric with little dots on it, and I sewed a few bits together so that they were big enough to cut out the back. And this is me reminding myself that there's the hood. Foreshadowing. So then I cut out the front, and then I sewed the front lining and the back lining together, and the outer front and the outer back bodice together at the shoulders. Then I pinned them together at the neck, and yeah, I totally forgot to put the hood in. Honestly, the amount of time and effort I put into getting those last little spare bits of the 3 fabrics to, for them to be enough for the hood and the bodice. Oh, honestly. Anyway, and of course I'd already cut down the seam allowance, so I couldn't just unpick it and add the hood. But it's probably just as well. So then the next thing was I'd use the burrito method to do the sew the sleeveless bits, the arms together. So at first I did the left and then the right, and this is me showing you the second one. So the first one's already done. So then you splay it, and then you roll the rest inside, then you pin them together, and then you sew them, then you trim it down, then you pull all the front through the back, and and then you press it into position. And then it is time to add the bodice and pin the bodice and the skirt together. So that took a while, just pleating it, deciding where the pleats would be. And then I sewed it, then I reinforced it, so sewed it around again. The next step is to pin the lining bodice over all the raw seams and hand stitch that down. And here we go. There she is, and there's the hood in just hanging on the lamp in the background, taunting me. No, I'll use it in something else. I think I'll make a blouse or something out of, I don't know what, maybe a patchwork one, and I'll add that to it. So this is it from the front, the side and the back. And then I'm actually quite happy with the back. Once I first did it and realised I'd forgotten the hood, I was like, oh, is it going to look okay? But I quite like the back. Here I'm just showing you because I'm using that scrap fabric with the dots. You can actually see the dots through, but I don't think it matters. No one's going to be standing that close to me anyway. And oh my gosh, this dress is just completely delightful. It really has the vibes of the 2008 Valentino and the 1972 ones that Angelica Houston wore. Sort of, but in a much more, casual street fashion way, which is kind of, I like to dress down everything. So yeah, I really love the way that this turned out. I love it so, 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 so much. And and I just put one of my mustard dresses. Oh yeah, I obviously have made dresses out of mustard fabric, but to me, mustard isn't really yellow. They're more in the brown family. I was a painter when I was a kid, so Just yeah, I categorize them differently, I guess. This is it with the flower jacket on, and oh my gosh, this is my new favorite outfit. I say this about everything I know, but oh my gosh, this is so cute. This one, I absolutely love this jacket and I absolutely love this dress, but together, no. I think with the vintage dresses in particular, you really do need to see a snatched waist. You really need to see how small the waist is. Whereas the vintage Chanel style jackets, the really boxy ones, they go down, not down to the hips, but they are the lowest a cropped jacket can go without, becoming a normal jacket. Whereas this one is super cropped. It's like an extra 3 or 4 inches chopped off. So you can see the waist in it, and it just makes such a difference. I also sort of trimmed the front 2 panels of this jacket so that they're half what they usually are. So it sits open, very open. And it's such a heavy jacket. There's so much beading in this that you can't really see. But well, you can if you look and you know what you're looking for. But yeah, it just sits beautifully like that. And yeah, and some of the tiny yellow flowers have blushes of pink on them. And this dress just brings it out so beautifully. It's such a good combination. It's so weird because the dress is actually a really casual dress, but I guess because it's got those echoes of the vintage Valentinos, maybe that's what's doing it for me. I love this. If you saw the recent Vogue Carl collaborations, the Valentino one is big flowers, and it's the most gorgeous jacket of just big camellia flowers. So you should check that out if you haven't seen it. I mean, it literally won't look good on anyone apart from a model, someone with those massive, gigantic shoulders. But, oh, it is so beautiful. Anyway, so my wallpaper from Boo's bedroom dress is done. And I still have all the other ones. You can see them in the corner, all the other hundreds of... No, there's not 100, but there's so many different dresses left to do in that one, and jackets. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I think I might do a couple of shirts and skirts as well, because I've sort of gone through my wardrobe. I have, well over 100 dresses now, about 100 jackets. So yeah, I feel like I need to work on the separates. So there you go. That is my adorable yellow dress with the pale pink and pale blue. I absolutely love this so much. It turned out just like 1,000 times better than I thought it would. And I mean, I loved all these fabrics going in, but I think it's because it's the wallpaper of the from Monsters Inc. I think that makes me just love it even more. And the vintage Valentino dresses. Oh my gosh, with this jacket. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you've been inspired to make something fabulous of your own. Until next time, happy sewing.